Hey there, Leo. Welcome to your reading for the week of May 22nd. We're going to jump right in here, Leo. In your first row for your current general energies, you have this card that says bring love into the situation. You have also this full moon in Capricorn that says the end of a tough cycle approaches. So I like that because I wouldn't say that things have been tough. I just feel more like, for you, Leo, your readings always give me this feeling of kind of like always just having enough. Like that's the best way I can describe it. It's like if you have a job, it's like you're just getting enough. If you have a business, it's like you're just having enough to like support the business and keep things afloat, but like never extra. Same thing in relationships as well. It's like maybe you always get like just enough, but like nobody really kind of, puts what ever gives it their all. Nobody really puts in all the effort. And kind of like what immediately popped into my head in this reading is that I feel like you're sick of that. And I feel like you're kind of, but in like a good way. Sorry, I wanted to switch back. It's like you're sick of that. And I feel like you want 100%, 110% from the situations that you enter into. I think that's true for everybody, but, I kind of feel more like you have earned it. You have earned the right to have, 110%, 200%, whatever you want to call it. So I kind of feel like that's where we're at here. You have the Page of Cups with the Ace of Cups here to the King of Pentacles. There could be like a water sign for some of you, but really it could be what's popping into my head is either Libra or Taurus. Is popping into my head here. It could also be a Pisces that you're dealing with for some of you. Or a Cancer also pops into my head here. I think that's it. So if you're looking for love, definitely could be an admirer that's coming in for you. Or, I don't know, I always get the feeling that you already have this person in your life. Obviously, that's not going to be true for all of you. But, if you already have a person, it looks like this is heading towards victory. You end with the Chariot in that top row. If you're looking for love, same thing. I feel like you could be meeting a person where it kind of like ends in a victory or heads towards a victory here. So, I definitely like to see that. Next, you have the Ten of Swords. Again, I feel like you have that card that says the end of a tough cycle approaches. So it's like clearly you are ending a difficult cycle. I personally do not consider Ten of Swords to be that bad of a card. It can represent like being stabbed in the back and things like that, no doubt about it, and like reaching rock bottom, but he's dead. The guy on the Ten of Swords, it doesn't get any worse than that. And he's also traditionally in a traditional Ten of Swords, he's making a symbol with his hands that represents a blessing. So it can kind of represent a blessing in disguise or a new beginning. And what do you know? You have the Fool here. So, having the Ten of Swords to the Fool is actually pretty positive because it suggests that you're letting go of something that's dead, done, over with, and you are moving on to something like a brand new beginning, something that's very exciting. He's very enthusiastic. He's happy and excited to have this new beginning that he is about to have. So, I kind of feel that for you here, where you had a difficult ending because you have that card that says the end of a tough cycle approaches, and now you're heading towards something that's kind of like much more happy. It gives me much more happy vibes. Again, in your readings, unless it's a person, I am not a big fan of seeing the King of Pentacles in your readings particularly, mostly because I feel like you are definitely one of the signs that could benefit most from experimentation and kind of like breaking away from the way things have always been done. So, if there was like one sign that I could choose to say like, hey, try new things in all areas of your life, experiment, it would be you, Leo. With the Page of Cups, you have the Ten of Cups, a lot of love. I feel like you're feeling more loved this week right here, this top row. Ten of Cups, fortune after difficulty, literally Ten of Swords, the difficulty. So it clearly, this whole entire first row is saying you're ending some sort of difficulty or tough challenge. With the Ten of Swords, you have the Nine of Swords. I consider the Nine of Swords to be much worse than the Ten of Swords because it's like a round and round nightmare, never-ending nightmare. But again, it looks to me like you're bringing whatever this nightmare is to an end. Again, I think it's more of a frustration, like I said. Like, it's frustrating to always just be getting just enough, just kind of enough, right? And I feel like it's more of a frustration that's coming to an end here. With the Fool, you have the High Priestess. Definitely time to trust your intuition. I've been saying for years that I feel that you are the most underrated intuitives in the zodiac. So, it's funny because both, I was raised with a bunch of Leos, my dad, my brother, and, other people in my family, all Leos, right? All very intuitive. None of them think they're intuitive. It's like my dad has like even said things that I'm like, where it's like he'll say something and then it happens like weeks later, like almost like predicting the future, but doesn't think he's intuitive. My brother, same thing, right? And so I kind of get that, some of you need to trust your intuition more because I feel like it's guiding you towards and maybe the problem here with the High Priestess is the mystery of it all. It's like you have an intuitive hit, but it's like you can't see through the veil. And so I feel like some of you, like meditating, doing anything you can to improve your intuition, clearly it's going to lead to a lot of improvements here. You have this tricky situation card. It says a sly approach is necessary in order to safely navigate tricky situations. You have this up in the air card. It says this situation has many unknown elements due to the influence of others. So I would definitely be careful of any situations involving other people. I would also say that, like, if you're thinking about if you're dealing with a person, for example, who has a lot of other people in their life, we're talking about love here, I would be careful of that. I wouldn't be paranoid, but it's definitely something, that might kind of put up some red flags here, especially if you're like dating, right? If you meet a person who just has, they just have too many friends, like special friends we're talking about here, then it might be something you want to be careful of. For others, again, I feel like this is in business, and again, your solution, I feel, in business is really just the King of Pentacles, and it's to experiment, try new things, do things that you haven't ever done before. You have the Ace of Cups here, and, the Ace of Cups can be fulfillment, your emotions overflowing. I almost feel there's like some sort of illusion that you need to see through, but it's not like an illusion, it just, sometimes it's like, it's giving me like the whole, I don't know, this is intuitive. It has nothing to do with this card, by the way. But like I have that whole like Emperor where it has no clothes type of thing, where it's like maybe people are telling you that something is good or that it's doing well. And I'm not criticizing you here, Leo, at all. But it's like maybe the people around you are like, oh, this is good. But it's like, can you trust those people? It's like, and it's not that they're bad people, right? But it's like if you're, have a YouTube channel or a business or something, it's like, of course, people who are close to you are going to be like, oh my God, this is amazing, right? But it's like, I kind of feel that. Like there's something here where it's like, if I think you need to find a person, or maybe you have a person who will tell you the truth, or like a harsh truth, and it's popping into my head in this reading. So, I'm going to say it. I feel like it'll create more balance. By the way, you have the Justice card here. It could be a Libra, by the way, that, maybe, I'm not talking about love here either. Again, if you feel like you're not growing in like business or in your work or in your career, I feel like there could be a person where, yeah, maybe it hurts what they say, but maybe it's the truth and maybe it breaks you free. So again, I feel like this is a very specific message. It's probably only for those of you, I would say, if you can, with that King of Pentacles, if you look back on the past like 5-10 years, it's like, are you making more money, or are you growing in work or business or career? If the answer is no, and if you have been the same for the past 5 or 10 years, I feel like this is saying you need to find a person who can tell you like the truth, because maybe they'll tell you something that like wakes something up inside of you that breaks you free from whatever the situation is. The other thing I would do is, just for all of you, I would start experimenting with that King of Pentacles. I know I always say this to you. People always love to remind me how I repeat myself, but it's like, but it's showing up in the reading, okay? It's like, don't shoot the messenger. It's like literally showing up here. So it's not, I'm not like making this stuff up, right? But what I would say is like 80-20 rule. I always say to you, 80% of the time, keep doing what you're doing, do what works. 20% of the time, try new things in work, in business, and in your love life, everything. It's like just that simple experimentation will change your life. I'm literally starting a whole new channel about it, by the way. So, all about experimenting, because that's how important I think it is for everybody, not just you, but it's definitely extra important for you. You have this Page of Pentacles here. Page of Pentacles is a new beginning. So I feel like you could be starting something new in your life, and I also feel this could be communication coming in for you here. So if you're like looking for love, we kind of go, I don't like this, we go to the Seven of Swords, to the Chariot. But the Chariot would kind of suggest that you need to move away from the past. But going this way, Three of Wands would be something new entering into your life, and the Four of Wands would be marriage. So if you want love, I would definitely, don't let past people come back. This retrograde, for whatever reason, even though we're past the retrograde, doesn't matter. I feel like for whatever reason, it kind of like triggered a bunch of, a bunch of stuff. And sorry, these cards are super slippery. These are not pop outs, right? This is just Butterfingers is what this is. So let's see. With the Ace of Cups, you have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles, like going above and beyond. Three of Pentacles, normally there's a water triangle right below the fire triangle. That is the Three Pentacles. And it kind of, that water triangle on the Three of Pentacles kind of represents going above and beyond. And remember what we were talking about. It's like you need 110%. Again, if I were you, I feel like this reading is saying look for above and beyond situations, people, places, and things, everything, right? Don't just like date some bozo who just like gives like 90%, right? And I would be like looking for an above and beyond situation. Same thing in like work or business. It's like, are there any above and beyond situations that could improve your business or that could help it or that could enhance it in some way? And again, without knowing exactly what you do, I can't tell you what it is, but I would be looking for it. With the Justice card, here you go. You have the Eight of Pentacles. Definitely improvements in your finances. Again, I got that feeling, at the beginning of your reading where it's like, I have just enough. It's like, I can pay my bills. It's like, fine. Like if I put myself in your shoes, but it's like not good enough, and, I kind of feel you're working on your finances, or you probably have been, I would say, for the past like 3 or so years. Like maybe things have been too similar or too much the same or something. With the Page of Pentacles, you have the Empress here. The Empress is definitely a lot of abundance. So, I do feel like you could be increasing your abundance here with the Empress, or you're hoping to. Could also be a Taurus that is coming in for you here. So, for those of you that want love, I feel like this could be a Taurus that's coming in for you for sure. Next, we are going to take a look at the unexpected. You have this expectation card and this concern card. So for some of you, I feel like you could have certain expectations or you could be thinking about the future here, Leo, in some way. So what I would say here is you have the King of Pentacles. So you have the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Swords, and the Three of Wands here. It's like there's some sort of, like expansive, feeling that you have here. I also feel like you can almost sense your ships coming in. It's like the changes in the air. That's the words that I'm getting here on the Three of Wands. So again, if you've been like waiting for improvements in your finances, like we described earlier, or something like that, it's like you can sense the change. But also sometimes I feel like, the guy, he's normally standing at the top of a hill and he's looking over those ships. And sometimes I'm like, he needs to get onto those ships. Those ships, they're actually pointing out. They're not pointing in. So, in a lot of ways, the Three of Wands can suggest that you have to go on some sort of adventure to get something new. With the Seven of Swords here, by the way, you have that concern card. Seven of Swords can represent internal fears that don't exist. So for some of you, if you are about to like step into some sort of abundant new beginning, there could be a lot of fears. Again, this could represent lying, cheating, stealing, but really, I don't see that. And number one. Number two, if you are dealing with lying, cheating, stealing, it's like there will be justice right here. But going this way, it's like you have that Chariot and you have the Empress and the Page of Pentacles here. So it's like there could be a new beginning that you are fearing with that Seven of Swords. Could be like, starting a new business or getting a new job or moving, whatever it is that you're doing. But really, it's going to lead to a victory. The King of Pentacles says something needs to change here. Because again, like we already described this 80-20 rule, I would be trying new things if I were you, or I would be, I would be doing whatever you can here to experiment with the King of Pentacles. I really do feel that your finances are improving, but my problem, my thing with the King of Pentacles is like, usually he just represents kind of like stable finances, right? And it's like, I don't care what anyone says, right? People leave me comments all the time, like, I don't care about money. I'm like, okay, great. Yeah, right. It's like, nobody wants stable finances. It's like, we all want to be, driving a new Lambo, right? Who doesn't want that, right? Anyone who says they don't is a liar, I would say. Maybe you don't want a Lambo, but maybe you want something else, right? So, what I would say here is it's just like stable. It's not, his finances aren't, he's highly skilled. He could be making a lot of money, but again, it could just be stable. And it's like you can make a lot of money and still not have money, right? There are plenty of fake influencers online, right, that claim they make a lot of money. And maybe they do make a lot of money, but they probably spend it all on whatever they spend it on, right? So, I kind of feel like this is more an above and beyond thing, where it's like you want to go above and beyond. With the King of Pentacles, you have the Knight of Cups. Definitely could be an Earth sign coming in for you if you want love. Knight of Cups would be a Knight in Shining Armor. Definitely could be a Taurus. Taurus has been all up in your business for a couple weeks now, so it wouldn't really surprise me. I also feel that this could be you kind of like, like it could be a part of your dream, because the Knight of Cups, he's normally like looking into that cup, dreaming of his future life. With the Seven of Swords, you have the Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is a card of independence. It's also pre-Empress energy here. So you have the Empress, but it's a card of great financial improvements. It's a card of gratitude and luxuries. So, again, it's kind of funny that I've been saying above and beyond, and Nine of Pentacles is a card of luxuries. It's the card of like having extra. This whole entire reading is like an extra reading. It's giving me those vibes. With the Three of Wands, you have the Four of Pentacles. Again, this is like the thing that's holding you back is kind of like being stuck in the past. And I'm not calling you out here. I'm just saying like, being stuck doing the same job the same way for the last 20 years, right? Or the same business the same way for the last 20 years. So it's like that's what has to change here, Leo, for you to have these like above and beyond type situations. Next, in the area of the good stuff, you have this Black Crown Chakra. It's funny, this is the good stuff, so it's going to be good no matter what, even though this says blocked. But I was saying at the beginning of the reading that you really need to, trust your intuition. You really need to kind of like open up. So anything you could do, especially with the High Priestess twice here, would be what I would be doing. This card says, may experience narrow-mindedness, greed, materialism, or egotism. Again, I kind of feel like you're more healing. It says to heal your crown chakra, practice living a minimalist lifestyle, use crystals, or go outside. So again, I feel like a lot of you could be doing that actually, and it's like you are using your intuition. You have this abusive power card. Use gifts and means of manipulation or power or some selfish personal benefit. Be aware of your feelings of power. If you remain aware of this feeling and its circumstances, you will not be entrapped by myths that power is money. It's funny that I just said that the thing about money too. But again, this is showing up in the good stuff. So again, I feel like you're doing things for the right reasons, or that at least you should be, right? And so I don't really feel you're abusing your power here, just in general. You have the Chariot, the High Priestess, and the Four of Wands. The Chariot is a card of a victory. So there's like some sort of victory or success coming in for you. Wouldn't surprise me if some of you are moving or already have moved recently with the Chariot. The Chariot is also about setting yourself apart. Like, I feel like there definitely needs to be more of that. Again, the only way to be successful in the future, I believe, is to set yourself apart. It's like, even, it's funny that I mentioned influencers, because if you look at a lot of them, they all do the same thing. They all try to be the same, right? So the only way to set yourself apart is to make yourself unique in some way. How do you become unique? You have unique experiences. People keep saying, like, how do I do that? I'm like, I can't hold your hand for the rest of your life, but I'll try. I'm here to help, right? So you have to have unique experiences. You have to add your own twist to the experiences that you have as well. And so that's the only way we can beat the robots, Chat GPT and all that other stuff. Again, everybody's worried about it stealing their jobs, but if you're unique, if you do things that it can't do, like have experiences or be a human, then you're going to be perfectly fine. So there you go. Trust your intuition, High Priestess. Some of you could be dealing with a Pisces as well, I suppose, but I really feel this is saying trust your intuition. I also do feel it's encouraged that, number one, you are improving your intuition, like I already said, and number two, I would encourage you to like dig into mysteries. I know I say this to you all the time as well, Leo, but it's like I get it for you all the time, and you have the High Priestess twice. Like I would be, if there's something that you don't understand, learn about it, right? And then if you figure it out, then you can be successful. You have the Four of Wands here. Four of Wands is a card of marriage. Some of you definitely could be meeting a person that you will marry. Again, I would say there's like very good equal give and take here. It's like an above and beyond situation. It's not like some this isn't just some random bozo from on the street, right? This is something above and beyond. Definitely, someone who kind of like really puts in the work. So that's kind of what I get here. Let's see. With the Chariot, you have the Death card, some sort of transformation here. Again, I got move here. That's really all I'm getting. I'm just getting move on that. With the High Priestess, you have the Star. The Star, of course, is a card of wish fulfillment or some sort of wish coming in for you. Again, the Star can represent seeing the big picture. I am a big, huge, gigantic fan of like really making sure that you see the big picture of any situation, in any area of your life. I'm literally putting something together right now that everybody can just have for free. It's going to be a video that I'm going to put up all about kind of, just having like a focusing statement is what I call it. You can call it whatever you want, but, I think everybody needs to have like a North Star right now, which is like everything you do should go towards that North Star. Like everything I do is to help people make their dent in the universe, like whatever that means for you, right? So it's like every single thing I do for like all my businesses, it's like, does it go in that direction? Everything I do aims in that direction of helping people do that, right? And so if I come up with an idea and it doesn't aim in that direction, I don't do it, plain and simple, because I'm going one direction. I have one thing that I want to do, right, is to help people make their dent. And so, again, do you have something like that? It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be big or small. But again, Pluto and Aquarius, star card, Aquarius. Pluto and Aquarius is all about kind of like having that one thing. I don't care if you want to bring awareness to, some sort of rare bird that lives in your backyard. I don't care what it is, but it has to be something because, again, the people who do that are going to be very successful. With the Four Wands, you have the Hangman. The Hangman, of course, Pisces all up in your business. Again, I'm a Pisces, so if you're a Pisces cross-watcher, get over yourself, number one. But number two, I'm totally going to call you out, Pisces cross-watchers, because Pisces is all up in everybody's business. And I'm a Pisces, so I can say that, right? And, but I don't know, Pisces being creepy again, as usual, could be a Pisces. Anyway, moving on. I feel like for a lot of you, this is talking about enlightenment. You have the Star. The Star is a card of enlightenment. This is kind of a card of enlightenment. His head is glowing. He's gained enlightenment. So, again, I feel like you're like finding a lot of inner answers. But there you go. We're going to pull 5 main themes now, Leo, and we're going to see what comes up. You have this consolation card. It's like receiving an award or a reward from the universe. So I feel like the universe is rewarding you for not giving up. That's kind of like what I get here. You have this prison card. You felt stuck for a long time. Didn't we have the 8 of Swords or something? Or, well, 10 of Swords, 9 of Swords, not really. But anyway, doesn't matter. Again, I feel like you felt stuck and, you wanted things to improve or kind of like be better or go in a new direction. You have this frivolity card. Again, it's crazy to me. This deck has 900 cards in it, and everybody gets this card. So, I would be careful of your spending in general. Again, like I've said to everyone, I don't think we need to be careful of our spending necessarily so that we don't lose all our money. I think it's more about opportunities. I think that there could be a lot of opportunity that comes up over the next few years. And it's like, if you don't have the money to take advantage of the opportunity, then you're kind of like screwing yourself. Like there might be an opportunity to move and, where somewhere that's like cheaper and better, for example, or maybe there's an opportunity to finally get a car if you want a car or something like that. So, I just keep an eye on your finances. Next, you have this love card. Definitely love coming in this reading. Some of you, again, I feel like a lot of you already have it for whatever reason. I don't know, you Leos are a bunch of lovers, okay? I've lived with my brother for my whole entire life, basically, and so I know his games, right? And he's always got somebody. So, I mean, that's probably you too, right, Leo? Next, you have this scholar card. Yes, education, right? If you don't know something, learn about it. It's probably the best thing you could do right now. It will probably lead to the most abundant success, all that other good stuff. So, Leo, this is a pretty good reading. I like it. Thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.